clear your waypoints and update your quest logs. This is That Way Gaming. And this is a very special episode, for me anyway. I just got Fraps, and we're going to give it a try with Kerbal. But more specifically, I have a very special mission in mind. I'm going to go to my profile, which as you can see is very far in. And I have a special mission that need be accomplished, and I'm going to accomplish that with all of your help. So, here's the skinny. We have... Hold on. I did a thing. I did a dumb thing. Hey, look at that. I actually hit the right one. This is my station that's going to the Minimus, the little moon. It has to support 11 Kerbals, which it can. It has to be stable, which it is. And it has to be a brand new thing, which it is. One problem. I have no fuel. I know that one says I've got a little bit of fuel, but that was just thanks to the supply run I ran. This thing can't make it to Minimus without fuel. But I did it dumb and put large fuel tanks on there when I don't have large fuel tank supply runs. So I now have to run a supply run up to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a whole new ship. It's going to be good, it's going to be awesome, and we're all going to love it. And that's what's going to happen, and you won't have a choice. No, I'm just kidding. Now, we know that we want a big fuel tank, so I'm wondering... I'm thinking I should just bite the bullet and make it a big orange one. If I do that, it should prevent it from being used. But here's the problem. I now have a giant orange fuel tank that's full of fuel and weighs 36 tons, but I'm not using it. I don't even know if that, what I just clicked did what I think it's gonna do. Either way. Here's what we're gonna do. The first thing, first and foremost, we know that we plan to hook this up. So we're going to put a nice big old docking clamp right on the top. Right there. Right there on the top. Now, when you do something like that, and you've got this nice big flat surface, the other thing you want to do is you want to use a small one? No. Yeah, we'll use a small one. But we're going to flip it over. You see, and the reason is because you can't just have a big old tank. It's got to be aerodynamic in some way. Now, you maybe ask yourself, why am I building this with a tank now? Well, the reason is because... Pardon. I want, for sure, the tank... Oh, I'm sorry. To be the important part. The tank is what's important. I'm not saying there's nothing else that is important. I'm just saying that the tank right now is the important thing. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I have to make sure it has control. So, I believe I have a larger... Yes! Larger service base. So, I'm going to open that. We're going to go to pods. Finally, we're going to put a probe-dooba-dooba-dooba-dine in it. Wow, that's tiny. I wonder, can we make this manned? I don't want to make this manned. I changed my mind. This will not be manned. But we will need fuel. Wow, that's a lot of fuel. We're just going to put that underneath. And we will need batteries. So we need utility. Batteries. Batteries. Is that the big one? That is the big one. Okay, so we're going to take that. We're going to do 4 times symmetry. We're going to flip them over and do that. So we have batteries. That way it doesn't lose any power. We're going to go back and we're going to put photo panels power everywhere. I don't want this thing to accidentally run out of power. And I have pretty bad luck when it comes to power. But we're not gonna be crazy. I was just kidding. No, I wasn't. I'm sorry, guys. It is so late. But I think that's all we need in here, but I'm gonna leave that open just in case. Then... You know what? I do think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually close that because I want to put parachutes on either side. What? No. Why would I need parachutes? That just makes it more expensive. So we've got the RCS fuel that's going to fuel all this. I can actually do this. Disable crossfeed. Okay. So there will be no fuel feeding from this to whatever engines I have. Because this is the big ticket item. Everything I put underneath is just getting it to where it needs to go. So the next thing I need to do, that's engines. I need a fuel tank. Is a decently sized fuel tank to get this son bitch up into orbit. That one won't do. That one? No. We're gonna go ahead and we're actually just gonna go ahead and, does this have gimbal? This has gimbal, so we're gonna go ahead and use the mainsail. How big is the mainsail compared to its counterpart? Yeah, we're gonna use the smaller one. Alright, so that is the first stage. Yeah. He's getting a little wild now. And all the stack adapters are too small. Now, I know I'm gonna need one of these. Because I've got to lift its own weight. But I think for the first time, what I'm gonna do is take this thing with the 450 newtons of ejection force. This is this is actually going to be my biggest rocket to date. And it's all just a freaking theory. I'm gonna feed fuel into that. And we're gonna put mainsails on all of these. Now, the reason I just call it a mainsail is because the mainsail is the strongest engine in the game. That is a fact. Well, okay, that I have available. You know what? Ignore what I just said. It's not the strongest engine in the game. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm nervous and I'm excited, and this is a very, very large rocket. It's gonna have no stability whatsoever. Ooh. And all I can think is to sit here and just beg the game, please don't kill my ship. So we're gonna strut this. We're gonna strut there. We're gonna go there. We're gonna put strut there. There. We're gonna put strut there. There. That was some quick, dirty strutting. Strut there. And put a strut there. Why is it cutting through? It's very strange. Let me zoom in real quick. Huh. Odd. I honestly don't know why it's doing that. And that's what I was afraid of. Sometimes if the strut's not placed properly, it actually won't. Like if it cuts through a lot, it won't show up. Because I'm OCD and it has to be even, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. And I definitely want you to be even-ish. Okay, well, it's messy, but it should do. And I forgot one very important thing. Don't ever forget this. If you do this game, don't forget this. Your reaction wheels. Oh my goodness. I almost forgot the reaction wheel. I'm such a dolt. Because the reaction wheel is what helps it fly, and helps it fly good. Now, always check our staging. So this is gonna go off there, then that's gonna fire. Then you're gonna go off there. And then they're going to fire at the same time as the engines. And this thing is actually not as tall as I thought it would be. I mean, that's not saying anything against my rocket design, that's just, I didn't think it would be so short. So now we check everything. We've got the photovoltaic, we've got the RCS thrusters, we've got batteries, we've got the probodobodyne, we've got this large reaction wheel, we've got some RCS fuel, we've got some fuel tanks there for the skipper. We've got all these fuel tanks for the mainsail to get this thing up into orbit, and this will be more than enough to fill up the tanks, I believe. Pardon me, I'm just taking a drink. We're gonna name this Large Unmanned Resupply. No crew because there's no room for a crew. We're gonna save. And we're gonna launch, and I guarantee this thing's gonna wobble as soon as it loads in. It's gonna wobble and make me cringe. That is not a lot of wobble. Okay. So let's go to the map screen. Let's find that our station has completely passed us. So we're gonna time skip a little bit until our station. Keep going, buddy. We want the station on that side because we're gonna come up and turn that way. All right. Now it's a little bit far forward, so it's gonna pass us for sure. But we're gonna turn on stability. We're gonna turn up the throttle, and we're gonna go. It's got a lot more thrust than I thought it did. The question, though, is not, does it have enough thrust? The question is it gonna make it to orbit? Because these are just supposed to get it out of the atmosphere. This engine right here, that's supposed to get me into the orbit, closer to it. After that, it's up to the RCS for the docking. Now, like I said, this is a pre-done hobby. I have lots of money, lots of science. I've been playing this one for a while. So, a lot of stuff I have is not stuff you're probably going to encounter on the way. It's really fast. And I'm glad I put the aerodynamic cones, but that's still hating a little fast. And engines out. I'm just going to let it burn for a little bit. And then disengage those. I'm so glad I used the big manifolds. Okay, now we're getting a little wobble because we don't have those struts. Let's check our map, and I am way over target. Okay, I'm cutting the engines now. Wow! Okay, so that was a lot more powerful than I thought it would be. I don't know what I was expecting, putting that many of that big of an engine. And there's the nice music to say I'm in space. Little 2-minute burn. Take another drink. Oh boy, this is gonna be a pain. But theoretically, I should have enough fuel for it. Theoretically. Oh no, I hit the rotate. Oh no. Oh, I hit Q instead of A. Oh, come back. Because we're going to hit the node in 2 minutes, and we've got to start this burn at a minute. You always want to start a burn halfway through what the estimated burn time is. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try... I can't believe I've been paying attention to the map that whole long. I'm going to try to launch here. And get it there, and then I'm going to get to the other side, and I'm going to shorten this up. It might do something. Okay, so we're at 1:30 out. I'm going to go ahead and speed up until we get closer to a minute. And then we're going to full throttle. Because we're getting pretty close to the apoapse, which just means the farthest point away from the planet Kerbal. And here's our orbit right here. So here's our periapse. And you see that moving out of the orbit inside Kerbal. Because technically every time you jump, any time you elevate, heck, even just standing there, you have an orbit. It just happens to intersect with the planet. And in this case, if my ship intersects with the planet, it goes boom. And we don't want that to go boom. Shushpa, we don't want it to go boom. All of you that are saying, yes, we want it to go boom! No, we don't. You're all liars and thieves. Oh no! My G's went to 0. That means my engine's out. I know I just blew that up. I started it too early. I got antsy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Oh no. Okay, that set my whole timer off. But not by much. I should be able to still pull this orbit out well before. How am I going through fuel? Okay, I'm going through a lot of fuel. And I'm going through a lot of fuel fast. So we're going to do this. We're going to take the node off because I want to watch these. I want to watch these shrink. So you can see this is measuring the separation between me and the target at the point where I come here. And I'm trying to, like, make that 0. Because if I can make that 0, I can fix it all after the fact. But the problem is, I'm almost out of fuel. Which means I'm going to have to scrap this whole mission and start over. Please don't make me scrap this whole mission and start over. I'm not paying attention to where my fingers are, and I'm doing horrible things. Yeah, always pay attention to where your fingers are when you're playing a game like this, where the keyboard really matters. Let's see if I can shrink it any further. Let me guess. My engine's empty. It is. Alright, so I'm going to revert the flight. And this is a cool little thing you can do. You can revert to launch or vehicle assembly, but I'm going to revert to launch because I think the assembly I have should be good. If I hadn't run the engines as far as I did, it wouldn't have been so bad. So we're going to go up, we're going to go to the map, and we're going to do just like we did before. We're going to set our target, and we're going to accelerate. But we're not going to accelerate as far because that was way too far. And I think that's because I got impatient. I set the timer too fast, but we're going to go. We're going to go, 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 go. And if it fails, we'll just run a resupply about 5 times. Alright, that may be close enough. Okay, so, just like last time, set SAS, full throttle, go. And we're already going to start leaning. Because I plan to just go for it. I'm going to be honest with you, I did not expect this to work as well as it did, to fly as fast as it did. I thought that a full fuel tank would be a lot worse on weight. You know, it's at 36 tons, right? But look at how fast that's climbing. And that's climbing pretty fast from my experience. Already at 10,000. And I'm going to be brave and bold and stupid. I'm going to go ahead and start leading now. You're really not supposed to lead this early into launch. And cut engines. Oh, there's still a little bit of fuel left. But I think I'm going to go ahead and disengage them. And the reason I'm going to do that is because they're extra weight and it's slowing down my turn. And I really need to be ready. Look at this. Look at how close that is. That is almost half of what it used to be. And we're going to go all the way down here. We're going to try to just lengthen our orbit without heightening it any. And the cool thing about using the mainsail, or any engine that has gimbal really, is that as soon as I started firing, you'll notice that it stopped being wibbly wobbly. And the reason is the gimbal allows the engine to assist in the stability control. Let's see, is my separation getting better? It's getting better a little bit. So I'm in front, so I actually want to go higher than the orbit does. See, what we want is we want the big engine to put us in an orbit close to this one. I'm at 3 degrees off. And then, after that, we want to make the little engine get us close. How are we doing on fuel for the big engine? Alright, the big engine's not going to cut it. That's where the weight is going to hurt us. But I'm giving myself time. Alright, G's just went down, engine's out, disengage. Go, let it 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 go. That way I don't risk damaging my ship. Which could actually end up being very, very bad for me. So 322, we went up, but now my intersect 1 is down to this. If I go higher, the intersect will get closer there, but I really want to make an orbit first. My orbit just, it isn't getting bigger like it needs to. I've kept it nice and flat, but it needs to get bigger. Now the interesting thing about this is it says my second intersection is gonna be way off. But the reason I'm higher is because if I'm higher, I'll go slower. I'm not aiming for the first intersection, I should say that. I'm not gonna aim for that first intersection, because I'm not gonna get it. That's just not gonna happen. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe I need a bigger rocket. Wait. Do not need a bigger rocket. Alright. So in this, I'm still ahead. So my periapsis is a little bit below, but my apsis... Okay, this is good. This is going to relegate... This is going to contain the, I'll just show you. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it to time accelerate. All I can do is wait. I should be in the right orbit. I should be able to catch it. And the RCS tank I have should be more than enough to get me where I need to be. But we need to watch this. Because what's going to happen is, as soon as I pass it, it's going to shrink. Okay. So the next intersect will be 181. I'm an idiot and wasn't paying attention to the first one. But if you watch it, you'll know how far it'll decrease each time. And that'll give you a judge of how many times you have to orbit before you'll actually meet it. This is standard rendezvous stuff, I say. It's standard for people that don't know what they're doing, like me. I'm not saying that anyone that does this does... Okay, I am, but... let me try again. This is standard for people like me who can't get it on the first try. Most people, however, that I've seen, so it's about 60 each time, 2 orbits. Most people that I've seen are able to put it up right there, or at least close enough to where they only have to do an orbit or half an orbit or something. And these are just all the other things I have. I've got a moon lab that's useless. I've got a space lab that's being used. All these different probes. What are you? The manned moon and lander. That's probably debris. By which I mean debris. But I'm stupid, so I say funny words. 63? 63. Okay, so one more and it should be 4 kilometers. That is more than close enough for me to work in with RCS. Oh, pardon me, I burped. Now, if you're wondering what these are, that's just science for a mission to get science at those locations. I don't do that kind of science. I never take those missions. I hate those missions where you have to go there because I have no points in aerospace. Oh, I think we got really close there for a second. Oh, 4.5 kilometers. I'm so ready. I wish I could make it go faster, but I can't. I really can't. I'm so sorry. And yes, I do have to have all these probes sitting out here because I'm a dork and I don't take my probes out ever. Unless they're not being used, in which case I will. Alright, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and it may pass us. Yeah, it's going to pass us and then we're going to get further away. Whoa, okay, I need to stop time acceleration because I'm dumb. Now, what I need to do is I want to make my orbit match that one. And there's an interesting thing that you can do that. So the first thing I need to say is, am I getting closer or further away? Well, I'm getting closer right now because I'm on the inside, so we're going to go ahead and... Okay, no, that's wrong. That symbol that I just fired on, that is the anti-target symbol. Oops. This is that one. So we're going to fire that. We're going to get rid of that. We don't need that. I don't know why I didn't get rid of that sooner. We're going to go up here to the target symbol, and we're going to fire towards it. And you're going to see our target speed is going down. That's our speed, of course, relative to our target. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it so that our orbits match. And you see they look a little bit closer. Just a wee bit. And we're gonna... just a little bit. 4.1. And it's getting closer. Is it going up? Okay, it's going up again. So now I'm heading towards the target. And while that's good at 17.3 meters per second, at the same time, I don't want to be going too fast towards the target just yet. I would much rather have my orbit match theirs. The best way to do that is to push the node. Now to push the node, is to move the node, which is this, you have to push on the opposite side for the retrograde node, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to push the opposite side of the retrograde node, try to move it a little bit closer to the anti-target node. Now, what happened is my fuel just ran out. So now I have to use the RCS fuel that I have. Very exhausting. especially since, as you can see, my RCS is very small. And that means that I have to keep my speed low, because this is not going to be able to make quick changes. I forgot to turn it off. But I didn't use a lot of it during that long burn, which is good. But what's happening is I can look and I can see that the speed in meters per second went up. So I'm still not there yet. So we're going to match our nodes. I just smacked the mic. I am so sorry. We're going to move this over. And we're going to move the node again. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get our target velocity down to 0. I really want to match my target's orbit so that I'm not moving relative to it. And then what I'll do is I'll go over to the regular node, the towards target node, and I'll push myself towards it, and we'll get closer and closer and closer. Let's check out the map. So that's going up. So is that. Because I'm telling it to go away. Now, I'm only going 2.1 meters per second relative to the target. Not necessarily a good thing. Especially when you're trying to watch this on YouTube. So we're going to go back to this node. And for this node, you can't push it, you have to pull it. At least with forward thrust. Whoa! Things happened. But you can see that went down. And that one's even lower than that. So after the first intersect, it'll get even lower. But we want to try to get it intersect as quickly as possible. Within reason. So we're going to do this. And we're going to pull that node and push that distance down. Way down. Actually, I am going to watch this intersect too. We're going to see how low I can push this. Because now we're down to 0.5 kilometers. Oh, we went back up. All right. I'll push that back down. Now, what I did right there was I used a reverse burn. I'm pressing the H key to make it go forward and the N key to make it go backwards. And that's the cool thing about monopropellant. Unlike a regular engine, you can make it go forwards or backwards on the fly. So I don't have to spin all the way around. Now, what I'm going to try to do is do something funky where I go down here. And when in reverse, you actually can push it. So we're going to try to go reverse and see if we can push it. Okay, we can. Bad juju. Very bad juju. So we're going to actually wait. We're going to get close. I'm going to put it back up at 50. And as you see, they separate because it passed me. But it's going to get closer because I'm going to dip inside its orbit. Right there. So now I'm inside its orbit and I'm getting closer to it. And there's my node. And there's the intersect at 5 meters. At 0.5 meters. Right now, it is 2 kilometers away and shrinking fast. But I want to slow down, so I'm going to go down here, since I'm already at this node and I can do it fast. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to push that node, and it's going to slow me down. And it should actually shrink this distance a little bit. But it's not. It's a little troubling. Alright, it's actually expanding it, so I'm going to go up here. And this may not do anything different. It may not. I'm not positive. Either way, I'm a whole 1.7 kilometers. I can afford the meters per second. Even though I just got finished telling you how I couldn't afford the meters per second because this thing's so big and slow and cumbersome. But I have the monopropellant to spare, so yeah. If I pass it up, I could turn around and try again. It'll be rough. But who knows? Come on. As soon as these match up, it basically is telling me that I'm in the same orbit. 0.2 kilometers. But I can look at that and I can tell you I'm definitely not in the same orbit. Yeah. But that's because our speed isn't 0. So there's 2 criteria for making your thing work. The speed has to be 0, and the nodes have to be overlapping. See, that's gonna slow, but that's gonna go up. Oh, it went down! Oh, that means my orbit's closing really fast. Okay. I desperately want to slow this down as much as I can. Because I am going to be dumb. No, I'm not. Not with 800 meters to go. Oh, boy. I'm going to line those nodes up. And then I'm going to raise this. See, now we can actually see it. And I need to lower my speed. Bad. And this is going to be painful and annoying. I will try to time skip through it. But we need to get close. So we're going to let it at 5.1 meters per second. Go ahead and time accelerate. 10 times. And you see how fast we're getting. And we're actually slowing down relative. Okay. Whew. Now we want to slow way down. I'm probably being a bit of a daredevil with this. But if I say I can't help it, will you believe me? I'm actually shaking my knees right now. That's how excited I am. This mission has been so long in coming that, I mean, I can't even put into words how exciting it is, just the prospect of getting this mission done. The station is built, right? It only needs to go to Minimus and be in orbit, be stable for 10 seconds, and it'll be done. Theoretically. But the fuel, I don't even, like, it's been so long, I don't even remember sending the original engine up. Now, we're getting pretty close, so I'm going to click this, and we're going to go control from here. So now this is where I'm being, well, it's where I'm controlling it. We're going to slow it to 1 meter per second. And we're just going to get real close. That was a little bit excessive. But you can see how it's really wobbly now. That's because I'm moving so slow relative to it. Whoop, I want to push. And the slower I get relative to it, the more wobbly it's going to be. I can't even use the reaction wheels without it moving like that. We're going to go down, we're going to speed up. Now what I want to do is I know that there are couplers on this somewhere. I need to find those, and I need to set those as my target. So we're going to speed up a bit. Just a smidge. Just a skosh. Just a skosh. And we're going to... Is that one of them? I'm too far away, I can't click. Oh, I really hope this isn't one of them up here on the sides. I'm going to feel really dumb if it is. Alright, so let's come down here. Speed up. Whole meter per second. Ah, it's terrifying. I'm so sorry. And you're all probably screaming at me, no, this is how you do it. You're doing it wrong. You're a failure. And I'm not saying that you're all misguided in that, but oh, I'm gonna use a little trick. Okay. Is that a coupler right there? Did I see? It is. Okay. Docking port. Set as target. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move towards it. And then very carefully. We're gonna let ourselves get close to it. We're gonna speed up because I'm dumb. Let it get within 50, we'll say. What are you? No, too close. I'm sorry, but no way. And you can see the engine moving a little bit as I do this. Oh, that's H. Ah, I did not mean to push that. Oops. Pull back, pull back. Okay, okay. Now, this is something you just gotta you just gotta eyeball. But I'm going to. Whoa, not that. I'm gonna go to the docking. We're gonna go linear. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm actually translating the whole thing. I'm not rotating it. I have it on the docking menu. And the reason I did that is because I knew I wasn't lined up, but I love the docking interface. I do. Because it's so, dare I say, perfect for what I need it to be. Now, unfortunately, the whole thing is rotated. So I'm pushing left and it's going up. Right goes down. Down goes left and up goes right. So you can see where this is going to be a ton of fun. I'm going to go towards it. Now, the cool thing, the interesting thing... I have to totally relearn how to play the game every time I do this. The cool thing is that... Oh, you see my little thing is back. Okay, cool. So we're going to center that. And we're going to hit spacebar to rotate. We're going to rotate so that my dot is over the target. So that means I am literally facing the target. We're going to go back to translate, and we're going to go up and that way. And then I want to go towards, very carefully. So I'm going to rotate around so I can see. And what's going to happen is this got more than enough. So the plan is to engage, empty into these two tanks, disengage, throw that away. Actually, throw the whole thing away. I probably spent tons of money on it, but for what I'm going to get for doing this, it's worth it. Also, I have a very easy mission. It's going to be so simple to do. Wait, what? Have a pilot. Okay. And I may show that if you are interested. I'm not saying you have to be. I'm not expecting you to be. I'm doing this, as I said, as a test. And because it needs to be done. This docking actually went a lot faster than I expected it to, if that tells you anything about what I think of my personal skill. So we're going to slow up, slow up, slow up. I don't like to dock any faster than 2 meters per second. 1 meters per second is usually my, like, happy place. Less than 10 meters. Gotta figure, yes, I'm moving 2 meters per second relative to the target, but think about how fast we're going in orbit right now. Oh my goodness. So much love for this game. Trying to engage, but I've got SAS, so I'm going to turn SAS off, and it should allow the whole ship here to rotate so that we can properly dock. Now, I probably knocked this thing all over the place in its orbit. SAS now. God, please. Yes! That's it! We docked! Okay. We are now connected. Oh, look at all my Kerbals. They're so happy. Look at there. In. Boom, boom, boom. Full. Out. Gonna fill up the fuel tanks. I'm sorry, that was really nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness. I wonder if this bottom part can survive re-entry. Either way, let's check the monopropellant, because this thing's ready to go. How's that? That's got electric charge, and okay, so we're missing a little bit, and I know it's just a little bit, but I mean, I'm here. We're gonna out with the monopropellant. You know what that was? Honestly, it was probably, I think I know what that was. That was when I smashed into it, and it used the monopropellant to try to the SAS system that should still be active. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about knocking that thing around. Go back to the staging menu. Alright, that was my refuel mission. Yeah! That was it. Well, alright, where are we on the planet? We're entering the night side, but it doesn't matter. So, this is almost empty. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna undock. Well, first we're gonna hit control from here, and then we're gonna undock. And then I'm going to out all the fuel. Every bit of fuel I have left, we're gonna take it out and put it in the tank back here for this. Alright, so that's done. Now, we're gonna turn on SAS and RCS. We're gonna back out. We don't need RCS anymore. We're gonna swing this puppy around. Now, I think it's doing a little bit better because it is so back heavy. Actually, yeah, that's turning real fast. Which means my last node should be right there. But that's not the node I want, because that's prograde. That's to go out. I need to go in. Swing around, and I've been stopping. This is going to be a pain. Woo! I was going faster. Alright, so we're going to go prograde. Turn on RCS and we're going forward. And we see that everything's going down. Now, you may be asking yourself, why are you using RCS? You just filled up the engine. Why not use the engine? That's a very good point you make, random viewer. But the reason I did that is because I have all this RCS I'm not going to need. And I need the fuel for when I re-enter because this thing doesn't have a heat shield on it. I want to try to bring back as much of this as possible. And the reason is because if I can do that, that's money back in my pocket. So why don't I just use up all the RCS I have and not have to worry about it? And I am still holding onto that button for dear life. I'm holding onto that RCS button. Come on. 79. We still haven't entered the atmosphere yet on our projected orbit. 79, 77, 76. Come on. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Says the guy that's never seen that movie. Wait, that's Sandlot, wasn't it? Yeah, I've seen that movie. Herp derp. You shouldn't be here. You're inside the orbit of Kerbal. How are you still flying? I ran that supply mission ages ago. Oh well. I usually like to take my orbits down to 35,000 kilometers, I believe. We're working with now thousands of kilometers. I love this game so much. Okay, we're at 59 kilometers, 58 kilometers, 57 kilometers, and I lost track of it. 56 kilometers. Goodbye, station engine. I knew you well. In that I docked with you that one time. So I'm gonna hold off, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna rotate. Because it's moving diagonal in relation to what I am. So it makes it awkward to try to line it up every time. Now, as you can see, I'm barely using any monopropellant, and it's killing me. Goodness. I may not even use it all, just getting down to where I want to be in the orbit. I want my periaps to be down at least 37. So that when I disengage the fuel tank, it just goes, you know, flying. And the fuel tank should burn up. Now the reason I said I like to have it at 35, but I wanted the fuel tank is because when I push the button that I'm about to push and disengage it, it's going to go that way, and the force on this is going to push it that way. Well, I'm facing prograde, so that way is actually going to push me, not prograde, I'm facing retrograde, so that way is going to push me prograde. Now, just to use up more, I am going to turn it around a little bit, because I just mentioned that, and that's a very interesting point that I said there. So I'm going to turn around to the prograde vector, and it's going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to fire this, and it's going to push me retrograde, which is going to drop me even lower in the atmosphere. I'm going to go ahead and disengage. Now, since I pressed it to control this instead of there, I am now controlling a hunk of junk. So we're going to switch to that one. There we go. That is an empty fuel tank with a docking port. I'm not losing all that much. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna open this. We're going to control from here, and then we're going to close it up again. Now, one thing I just realized that I really should have realized sooner, I don't have solar panels on this thing. And we're going to the night side to come in for a landing. Oh my goodness. This is going to be something else. So we're going to warp, and I'm going to exit the map because I want to watch this. We're going to warp until we hit 70. Because 70 is the solid divider between space and the atmosphere. And I know that doesn't exist. Hey, look, there's the space center. I know that doesn't exist in the real world, but here in Kerbal Space Program it does. Now, I'm going very fast. I'm entering the atmosphere and I don't have a heat shield, but I have an engine. So now that I'm in the atmosphere, I should be able to fire this engine and slow myself down a lot. Oh, that was my view changing to the orbit view. Not orbit. Chase view. Now I should be able to slow myself down a little bit. And what that's going to do apart from shortening the amount of time I have in the air, is it's going to ease the passage through the atmosphere for me. I still have a lot of fuel left. So yeah, I ramped it up all the way. Screw it, go all the way. Go big or go home, right? Let's drop it down to about 12. Yeah, that should be enough. I say it should be enough like it matters. But as you can see, we're speeding back up again. And we haven't even hit the atmosphere in full. We're still at 59, 58,000 meters up. And we only went through half. Maddening, isn't it? And I think that is still the Minimus station. Goodness gracious. The forces at work here when it comes to space is just it blows your mind. Every time I talk about space, take a drink. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Because I will talk about space more often on purpose to make you all drink more. Because I'm like that. Goodness, I'm 95% German. And we're just waiting. We're waiting to hit that atmosphere, which will probably happen about now. Now, the interesting characteristic of the path I'm taking is it's very steep, so it's going to get very hot. Very fast. But, theoretically, because of the orbit I'm taking, yes! Okay, I was able to slow it way down. And I passed through the hottest part, well, not the thickest, but the danger zone real fast. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm actually going to try to slow myself to 0. And I mean that. Before my fuel runs out. It's a race. A race against this altimeter, this speedometer, and that fuel meter. Fuel gauge, I suppose. So, thank you, Asus Web Store.